Hi there yogis, it's Harry Kalymnios from thethougugym.com, and in today's class we're going to do an afternoon stretch and flow. So what does that mean? It means that we've been sitting at our desk maybe all day, maybe we've got up and we just want to stretch, dust the cobwebs off. So it's not going to be anything too strong, there's not going to be lots of chaturangas or anything like that. It's just going to be a more of a stretchy class. You may want some equipment if you've got maybe a strap that could be useful. I have a strap here, so you can use a belt or a towel if you want. What else might you need? You might also want some cushioning. I've got lots of cushions here. You may want to have some cushions if that's going to help you. And yeah, that's probably it. A couple of blocks could be useful as well. So here are the blocks. And you can use books instead if you have no blocks. But let's start in standing anyway for the time being. We're going to have our feet hip width apart. Inhale, bring the arms up over the head. Exhale, bringing them down, just grounding ourselves a few times. Inhaling, arms up. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. As you bring the arms down, inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, arms up. Taking hold of your right wrist, or if you're mirroring me, your left wrist. And exhale as you lean over to the left, really up and out of both hips here, as you stretch over to one side. Inhale brings you up, exhale release down. Inhale, arms up. Again, grab hold of the opposite wrist from last time and lean over to your opposite side. So for me, I'm leaning over to the right. As I exhale, really stretching the left side of the body out. Taking the hips over to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, arms up. One more time each side. Taking hold of your first side wrist and taking it over to your first side, which for me is the left. And I'm doing my best not to collapse into the left ribs, but I'm pulling up and out and then folding. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release down. Inhale one more time, last time. Grabbing hold of your second side wrist and taking it over to your second side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, releasing down. Okay, shoulder rolls backwards a few times and then taking it forwards a few times. Feet just wider than hip width apart. We take our windmill arms here as we move from side to side, rotating the chest from side to side. Allow the hands to just happily hit the body while simultaneously lifting opposite heel. So allow the natural way that your knees want to turn and lift the heel at the same time. This is nice both at the beginning of class and at the end of the class. I like this one. A little bit taken from Qigong, but that's all good. Yeah. And then from here we come to stand at the front of our mat, ready to get down to the mat. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Taking a gentle back bend here, and exhale as you strongly bend the knees and swan dive down towards the ground. So keep the knees nice and bent here. Inhale, look up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. Okay, again, keeping the knees nice and soft, and maybe straightening opposite knees. So straighten one knee, bend into the other. Straighten one knee, bend into the other. As you just take almost like a walk in on the spot here, allowing your head to hang low. And then from there, bending the knees, rolling all the way up to standing. Allow the arms to inhale up to the sky. Taking that gentle back bend and then exhale back into Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, so we'll just do that one more time. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, engaging the glutes and the thighs. Exhale, bending the knees, and effectively swan diving down towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands to shins or thigh. Exhale, fold back down. And then again, almost like you're walking on the spot, you bend in one knee and then the other. One knee and then the other. One knee and then the other. Good. And from here, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. As you roll the back flat, exhale as you fold the arms down, step in the right leg to the back of the mat and lowering the knee. Now here you might want to put one of your mats if you've got one. I'm not going to be here very long, but it might be useful. So we can put the mat down here. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale as you straighten that front leg, sink into that back, into the back thigh. So lift the front foot towards the shin. You don't have to sit onto your heels, but just bring the hips back further back. Inhale as you draw the hips forward, lifting the arms at the same time. Exhale again, bowing the head, bowing the chest towards the left thigh as you fold down over that leading leg. Inhale, arms up one more time to this crescent lunge. Exhale one more time, straightening that leg. Yeah, and then coming back into our starting long lunge. Good. And then from here, I'm tucking the back toes, and coming into our high lunge. Okay. From here, let the left leg go back. We can bring our knees down to the mat here. Again, we can use the cushioning if we've got it. Of course, you don't need that. And then bring the chest forward, lowering down into your half chaturanga. Inhale into the baby cobra. And exhale as you tuck the chin, roll through the spine. Maybe taking a bit of a child's pose or working towards a child's pose before coming into downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, taking the hips up to the sky behind you. And keeping the hands about shoulder width apart, index finger, middle finger pointing forward, rotating those elbow creases and biceps towards each other, slight pigeon toe of the feet, breathe in here. Good. From downward dog, lifting the right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale as you step that right leg through between the hands and lower the back knee towards the ground. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. You can flatten the back foot, draw the hips forward. Exhale as you straighten the right leg, sinking back in towards the left heel, bringing the chest down towards the thigh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sinking back down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sinking back down. Yes, one more time. Inhaling, arms up. And sinking back down. From here, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, stepping the right leg back, lowering the knees down towards the ground, and lowering down through your half push-up into your baby cobra, and then maybe this time lifting the hands off the ground a little bit before pushing up a little bit higher even, tucking the chin, rolling back, finding your way, coming towards your child's pose. Good. And then from there, rolling up into downward facing dog. Good. Let's move that to one side. And then from there, I'm going to step the right leg through between the hands, follow it with the left leg. Inhale, arms up, arms to shin height, chest parallel to the ground. Exhale, fold down, bend the knees, roll up vertebra by vertebra, arms coming up over the head, engaging the glutes and thighs. Exhale, swan diving all the way down towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bringing the hands down, and then as we step that right leg back, we're going to turn both feet in towards one direction, towards the right. coming into a forward fold here with our legs apart. So ideally ankles, knees, hips all in a line with maybe a centre line of your mat here. Feet slightly pigeon-toed so they're not turned out here. Back should be as straight as you can get it. Maybe the hands are flat. Maybe this is where you're going to be a bit more comfortable having maybe a couple of blocks there to hold. In fact, that might be quite nice even for myself here. We're going to place the left hand down and inhale the right hand up towards the sky, taking a twist here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Place it over where the left was. Inhale the left hand up to the sky, taking a twist here. And releasing again one more time each side as we swap hands. Inhale, right hand up. And releasing down, exhale. Inhale, left hand up. And releasing down. From here, we're going to take our left hand or both our hands over towards the right ankle or calf and draw ourselves towards that right knee. So engage the glutes, well, the thighs mainly, or pull up the muscles onto the knees and find your way into a kind of a twist and forward fold at the same time. Good. And then inhale, coming back to centre. Exhaling here. And then taking it over to the left side here, taking both hands over to the left as you draw your chest, everything down towards that left knee. And coming back to the centre. Okay, we're not quite done here. We're going to do a high skandasana, so we're going to draw the heel down towards the ground, left toes, my left and right's confused today, and coming down into like a little bit more of a squat. You can come down as far as is comfortable for your knees and your groin here, and sometimes people's heels may raise, so you may want to put something underneath that right heel. And then we're going to come up a little bit, but not all the way, and over to the other side. So each side may be different. Mine certainly are, due to certain limitations in my left knee at the moment, and a bit of tightness in the way in the groin area from the injury, and so we are going to be gentle from side to side. So taking it over to our right side again, sinking down, trying to keep the spine straight and the hips rooted down, but whatever works for you is good. And then taking it over to the second side one more time. Good. And then coming back into centre. And then from here, folding over and allowing the hands to grab hold of the opposite elbow. So like a really wide ragdoll pose here. Before slight bend of the knees, rolling up vertebra by vertebra, allowing the arms to come behind the back here. You can have the hands either fingers pointing up the spine or down the spine. Draw the elbows together, engage the glutes here, and taking a slight back bend, opening up the front body here. You may well feel it all the way down into the hips or even in the thighs here, not just along the front of the back. The front of the back, which is the front, so I'm not quite sure why I said the front of the back, but I mean the opposite of the back, the front. And then coming back to neutral position. Turning the left foot out, stepping the right foot to the front. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bending the knees and swan diving all the way down towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, place the hands down, step the left leg back this time, then the right leg. Okay, from here you can come straight into downward dog. So you don't need to do these vinyasas or these chaturangas, but if you want to, you can again take it onto the knees. We're not going for strength today really, we're just going for a nice little stretch. So take it onto the knees, relax a little bit, still come down nice and slow. You can still build up a bit of heat and strength by doing that, and then drawing the chest forwards, tucking the chin. Again, coming back into that child's pose, and maybe just taking a bit of a pause in child's pose here. So inhaling and exhaling. Inhale deep into the ribs, into the lower back, into the hips, and exhale. Okay, and from child's pose, just coming up to tabletop. What I'd like us to do is, if you do have your blocks or your bricks or your books, just place them at the front of the mat here. And then we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So from downward facing dog, step the right leg outside of the right hand. Now again, here you might want that cushioning for your knee. Okay, we can fold that in half. And then we're going to maybe stay here, or maybe you put your hands on the blocks here. If this is comfortable for you and you've got a little bit more space, you can position the blocks and place the forearms down onto the blocks instead. Try and keep this right knee over the right ankle, allowing your chest to come down. Now you might want to reposition this back leg and take it a bit further out. You might just want to hold it here for a second. Some of you may even want to lift the back knee and kind of push off of that back foot forward and backwards. Others, like myself right now, just want to chill out here. It might be comfortable. Of course, you don't need to use the blocks. You can come all the way down to the ground if you wish. I actually find, even though sometimes, especially on this side, I can tend to get down, I'm not really looking to go to the maximum in my range of movement in this practice today. I'm dusting off cobwebs from being at my desk, and that's really the purpose of today's class, is just a stretch and flow, an afternoon stretch and flow. Good. And then we can put the blocks back together, place our hands back down, and then we can step the right leg back, coming in back into downward facing dog. And we can set up for the left side as you take the left foot outside of the left hand. Again, just before you set up, just check that left ankle and left knee are lined up. Maybe you take a nice big cushion like I've got, and then possibly you might take, I usually find the outer forearm will go down a lot easier than the inner forearm. So the inner forearm will go down. Of course, you can always come down to the floor, although on this side you'll see that this left forearm of mine takes a while to get down there, and we're not looking to push it today, we're just looking to open a little bit of space from maybe being at the desk all day. And again, this back foot you can adjust, or you can lift that back knee, maybe rock forward and backwards a little bit. Totally up to you what you want to do here. What does your body feel like it needs to do? That's a good benchmark, really. Just realise that my top and my mat look very similar colour. It's almost like I'm a chameleon and I'm fading into the mat. And also I think it might match my trousers. I'm not sure if you can see it. They're a green colour, so it's all green and turquoise and blue today. Good. Coming back up onto our hands. Putting the blocks in the middle here. Stepping back, finding our way into downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Open up the hip, just bend the right knee, and just take a little bit of a time here, maybe making circles with your knee. Opening up, and then we're going to step the right foot just behind about a foot behind the right hand. Left foot in slightly at a 45-degree angle, and then we're going to roll up with a bent knee, coming up to standing. Okay, so we're going to come into a reverse triangle here. This will definitely be useful to have blocks if you've got them. I'm going to stack them like that, 2 by 2. Square the hips off. If possible, you're going to come to the outside of your right foot, if not the inside. Inhale the left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, as you fold halfway, draw that right hip back, that left hip forward. Try not to collapse into that left arch. And then you're going to place that left hand somewhere, either on the inside of that right foot, on the shin, or maybe it's going to go onto books or blocks. And at the same time, you've got to draw that right hip back. And you might just stay here. This could be quite a strong stretch. I feel it quite a lot here on the outer right hip. Or you can draw the right hand up to the sky as best you can. This is probably looking a little bit awkward, but actually it doesn't matter what it looks like, just what it feels like. And then just taking that twist there. As long as it's feeling good and not painful, then that's good. I mean, obviously you want a little bit of discomfort in terms of pushing yourself to some degree, but not a huge amount, and also never pain. Good. And then releasing that right hand down so that you fold over that leg, front leg, and then bend into that knee, roll up vertebra by vertebra, take the arms up over the head, taking into a short warrior one, before exhaling the arms back to their downward dog position, stepping both legs back, finding downward facing dog. Of course, there's the optional vinyasa if you want. I'm not going to be taking it in this case, but if you want, do that. Otherwise, we're just going to take a moment to compose ourselves in downward dog before inhaling the left leg up towards the sky, bending that knee, opening up that hip, and again taking circles with the left knee, one way then the other, before stepping that left foot, maybe about a foot behind the left hand, stepping the right leg in, slight angle, taking the blocks outside of the left foot, rolling up to standing, straightening the front leg, squaring both hips off, extending the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold halfway. Inhale as you reach with the right hand, left hand pulls the hip back. Exhale, bring that right hand down to wherever is comfortable on your shin, on the table, fingertips, onto a block, whatever is going to work. And then you're going to draw that left hip back slightly. If you're comfortable here, stay here. If you want a little bit more, it's a bit awkward with this shoulder of mine. Fractured it about 16 years ago, has never properly healed. So these are really challenging poses for me. Okay, and that's all good, okay? Just because I'm here instructing you, it doesn't mean I've got to be perfect or better than anybody else. I'm just here sharing what I know and sometimes sharing what I don't know. So there we go. And releasing both hands down to the ground, folding over that front leg, bending into that front knee, rolling up into that short warrior one. Inhaling arms together. Exhale as you place the arms back down onto your downward dog position and stepping back into downward dog. Of course, the optional rolling vinyasa if you want to take that, otherwise we just stay in downward facing dog. Good, and then we're going to need our straps shortly, so just to forewarn you. And then we're going to make our way down to sitting, so bringing the knees down, coming into tabletop position here. A few cycles of cat-cow as we exhale, push the chest or the shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, gaze forward and dip the belly down. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good, and then coming down to sitting on your mat. One more little stretch and then a couple of other little bits before our Shavasana. Taking your strap if you can. I'm not sure how, I might have to move my mat slightly. Hopefully you can still see me okay. Taking the strap around the ball of the right foot. Keep the left knee bent to begin with if you want, and you can even keep the right knee bent. Extend the leg up towards the sky. Extend the left leg away from you. Take that strap in your left hand, and then we're going to draw that leg over towards the left side. Maybe have to move so you don't hit any walls. We're trying to create like an L shape with our legs. Extend the right arm away from you, perpendicular to the body. Maybe gaze towards the right hand. Draw that foot a little bit closer up, the right foot up closer towards your head. Really finding that stretch or that sensation in the right hip. Yeah. And then inhale, leg up, swapping arms, keeping the same strap, and taking the foot over to the right, extending the left arm away that way, so you find an opening this way as well. This feels really nice. Okay, at least for me it does. And we're going to take the leg up, bending that left knee and bringing that right knee into the chest, into almost like a happy baby position here, and then unstrapping and bringing the right foot down. So, as my ring comes out of my pocket, taking the strap around the ball of the left foot. Okay, straightening that leg, drawing it towards you, and then if you're comfortable you can extend that right leg away from you, strap into the right hand, left arm away from you, and drawing that left leg all the way to where it's comfortable. Of course you can rest it on some books or blocks here rather than have it floating in the air. So maybe actually I've got a block here, I can rest it, and I can find a little bit, well for me, quite a strong sensational stretch here in the outer glute, which does feel good after a little bit. Really nice. Good. And then coming back up, remembering to swap hands with the strap, and then opening up to the left. And again, right arm comes out. Your gaze can be anywhere really. It could be to one leg, it could be to the other arm, it could be up to the sky on this one. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference. Again, you're trying to pull the toes as close to the head as possible whilst keeping the legs straight. And of course you don't need to use a strap for this if you've got the flexibility, but again this isn't a session for pushing and punishing. This is just a session for dusting off cobwebs. Good. And then we're going to come back up, bend that knee in towards the chest, into that kind of half happy baby pose, and releasing the strap. Good. Taking both legs for happy baby, having a pull down here, soles of the feet up to the sky, hands on the outer edges of the feet, and then bringing the feet down, bent knees, just taking a quick bridge pose, which I'm going to take it as a restorative bridge pose. So if you do have your books or your blocks, you may want to do this. These blocks actually don't seem to stay that well, so I may use two. But bring the feet as close to the bottom as you can touch them. Roll up vertebra by vertebra. Place the flat side of the book or the block on your sacrum, just here, so it's not resting on anything. And then you can bring your elbows in slightly and your shoulders in, and then you can just open up a little bit here. This is one where we could stay for a little while if you've got support. If you're not doing it with support, put your hands underneath maybe, opening up. You may want to come down and come back up rather than hold it the whole time. In fact, come down and up twice more. But if you've got support, maybe you want us to stay here for another 20 seconds or so. And carefully we're going to remove the block and roll vertebra by vertebra down onto the ground. Move the blocks out of the way and just windscreen wiper our knees from side to side. Good. Before bringing the knees in towards the chest, squeezing tightly, and then finding our way into my favourite pose, Shavasana, as we extend the legs out to the corners of the mat, arms nice and long, neck nice and long, palms facing the sky. Just relaxing the breath, releasing, reflecting, recovering. From here, starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes, taking some nice deep inhales into the belly, and exhale again. And taking the arms over your head to the floor behind you, stretching from your fingertips to your toes, stretching the right side of your body out and the left side of your body out. Then bringing the knees in towards the chest, hugging yourself tightly, giving yourself a little squeeze, saying something nice about yourself, even if it's you giving this practice a go. Keep your eyes closed and your attention focused inwards towards your third eye, the forehead. And then rolling over to either your left or your right, your choice. Coming up through the fetal position to eventually making your way up to sitting cross-legged or kneeling or in any other which way that you want on your mat. Spine as straight as comfortable, seat nice and solid, hands into prayer position in front of the heart center. Taking a moment just to reflect on your practice, how you may feel now. Raising your prayer towards your third eye, we ask that we may always seek the truth. Lowering our prayer towards our throat chakra or our mouth, we ask that we may always speak the truth. And finally, lowering our hands towards our heart center, we ask that we may always be in truth. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing along with me today. I do hope you've enjoyed today's pretty straightforward but really nice just to move the body. I certainly feel better. Please do connect with me on social media. The Thought Gym is where you'll find me there, as well as thethoughtgym.com, where you can find a bunch of free goodies to help boost your mindset, resilience, health, well-being, vitality, longevity, and more. YouTube, you'll find tons of videos on YouTube, yoga related, but also mindset, resilience, health, well-being, personal development, success principles, and so on. So general motivation as well. So please do check that out, and I hope to see you either virtually or live very, very soon. Until next time, have a fantastic week. Bye-bye. Namaste.